please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA, gateway to the 7 scene lands of the Magic Kingdom.
Welcome aboard the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. This is Justin Monorail, and this is episode number 196 of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. Today is April 8th, 2024. It is no longer Landon's birthday. It is his birthday month, I guess. He gets a whole month and it starts right on the 1st. But Landon is currently enjoying his birthday with the Lotus right down in Walt Disney World. So he will not be joining us today. But the other monorail co-pilot, the star of the show today, is our very own Stephers, and let's welcome her in now. Stephers, welcome to the monorail. How you doing?
Hello, I am doing great. I wouldn't say I am the star. I think the monorail is the star of the show. Yes, I know it's not really a talking object, but you know, that's the gimmick.
It's true. The monorail brings us all together, and it is why we are here today. Sweaty, smelly, stinky, tired. But we're here and we're happy.
None of that. We're none of that. Maybe Justin is. I am not sweaty, stinky, smelly. Like, that's not. Well, anyway.
This is just thinking of all of us gathering together in the monorail. This is the image that I have conjured in my head.
In Florida?
Yeah.
With the humidity? That's very valid, actually.
After a nice long day in the Magic Kingdom. So today, on the Monday Morning Monorail podcast, we've got a ton of Disney news to talk about. We're going to try not to make this an epic 5-hour diatribe, but we've got a lot to talk about today, so we'll try to move through at a good clip. We got Universal news, and it's the best kind of Universal news if you're Stephers and me, because we get to talk about a little Halloween Horror Nights, and we've got even a small little piece of SeaWorld news. We've already mentioned them right off the bat. But before we did it. Before we get into all that, I just wanted to give a shout out because it's something that we have neglected to focus on the last couple of weeks since we've been doing the podcast, and people are asking what's going on with the Monorail Menu Challenge. You haven't given us new special items. You haven't even mentioned it. I do want to give a shout out because we have gotten some new tags on Twitter, on X. Our friend Cocktail Bob, he's actually posted some food from the Flower and Garden Festival. He tagged at Morning Monorail on Twitter and used the hashtag Monorail Menu. But I will tell you this, Bob, you're skirting the rules just a little bit because he managed to sneak by some Mardi Gras food into his tweets. Those are not going to count for entries into the Monorail Menu Challenge, sir. I know that you like to play fast and loose with those rules, but not today. We're going to say not today. But we will count the Flower and Garden entries. And our friend Jim Flanagan actually had a Monorail Menu tweet as well. So thank you for doing that. If you all are unaware, we're currently conducting a contest, and it is the Monorail Menu Challenge. This is the way you can participate. If you go to Epcot and you try food from the food booths at the Flower and Garden Festival, you can take a picture of your food and then give a little review on Twitter. But when you do that, you need to tag at Morning Monorail and use the hashtag Monorail Menu. If you do that, if you do those things, you will be entered for the chance to win a $50 Disney gift card when this whole Flower and Garden Festival wraps up. So currently we have Natalie for sure has gotten a couple entries. We know Bob's gotten some entries only for the Flower and Garden food, not the Mardi Gras food, you naughty boy. And then we've got Jim Flanagan, and we did get tagged, and I'm sorry, I don't have it right in front of me, but we got tagged on Instagram as well. Now, the individual that tagged us on Instagram did not use the appropriate hashtag, as far as I remember. But I'm still going to let them do the entry. But for future reference, make sure you tag at Morning Monorail, Instagram or Twitter, and then use hashtag monorail menu. That just makes it easier for me to find when we do the drawing. So I think right now we've got 4 people in the pool. That means if you want to enter, it's a good chance you could win that Disney gift card. But Stephers, you're not eligible. And Landon, even though you're down at Disney right now, don't be taking pictures and you're not eligible either. The members of the monorail crew, not eligible to win this contest. Sorry, Stephers. I know that's disappointing.
I'm crying.
I know. So we haven't been picking bonus food items of the week. The last couple of weeks, we've just not done it. So shame on us. I will say so far, if you've done I think the ramen, was one of the bonus menu items. And then also figment milk was the figment shake. I'm going to give a new one today because it's something that I actually tried yesterday at Flower and Garden. So this is going to be the bonus item until we announce a new one. So it may be a week, it may be 2 weeks. Who knows? But I tried the Impossible meat patty. It's like a Jamaican empanada kind of a thing. And it was so good. And I'm going to try to pull up the Flower and Garden menu so I can tell you the name of the booth that it comes from. But it was spicy. And if you've ever had like Impossible meat, you know that like some of it is very, very good, especially when you're making like a ground burger patty. You can make it like really close. I would say if you gave this particular food item to most people who are very anti like Impossible meat or vegetarian or vegan, most people would have no clue that this was not meat. It had like a nice spicy sauce on it. It was great. And so I highly, highly recommend trying it out. And as soon as I can find the name of that kitchen, I'll let you know. Stephers, are you a fan? Like, what's your opinion on Impossible meat? How do you approach that?
I think I've had one Impossible I think it was like actually Impossible branded, and I actually am not opposed to it. So there are some things that like I'm very open to trying. This is not an Impossible thing, but like, so I'll get tofu when I go to Moe's for my burritos. Mm-hmm. And I used to get the tofu at Chipotle too. That's just something like I like to mix in, like if I don't want chicken or whatever, I like mixing it in. I will say I do like the Impossible stuff. I'm also not like, I'm not very picky when it comes to like textures or like, unless it blatantly tastes like off, I'm not going to be opposed to trying it. But I like Impossible stuff.
Yes.
It's good.
It is.
Try it.
Well, and to be frank, Impossible meat is not actually healthy for you because it's got a lot of sodium in it and stuff. It's just meatless is really the point. But it is good. And I'm not picky either. I think that's probably one of the things that I should always give that warning when I'm giving food
disclaimer.
Disclaimer. When I'm giving food recommendations, I'm not affected by texture. Textures don't typically bother me unless there's something really, really weird or off from what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
So this food booth is called La Isla Fresca. It's between Morocco and France, and it's a new item this year. So this is the Impossible Jamaican beef patty with spicy papaya syrup. It was top notch. Very, very good. So I highly recommend that. So get out there and let's see those.
Get out there.
Get out there. Just get out. You're done. Goodbye. All right, Stephers. That's all the business up front. I guess since sometimes I forget to do this, I just want to say, if you're not already part of the Facebook group, you should do it. Join the Monday Morning Monorail fam on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Morning Monorail on both those places. And we are doing a current push to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. The reason for that is because Landon is now embarking on his campaign to raise funds for Second Harvest Food Bank of East Tennessee. And it's going to culminate with his all-day ride-a-thon of Living with the Land next April 1st. And that'll be his 40th birthday. And he's going to basically try to get sponsors. So however many times that he rides Living with the Land, if you said you'll donate $2 per ride, he rides it 10 times, then that's $20, right? So, but what I'd like to do that day is live stream. I'll be there with him, and I would love to be able to live stream the event. But the only way I can do that is if we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're listening right now, this is my plea to you, my official, I'm down on bended knee, as once All for One said. That was an All for One song, right? I don't know.
I'm the youngest member of the Monorail family, so please don't ask me questions like that.
I'm probably wasn't All for One. Who knows who it was? But I'm just gonna say, please go to YouTube, and you can correct me once you subscribe to YouTube and tell me that I was wrong about that. I'll start doing better about like posting some videos to our Monday Morning Monorail YouTube channel. Cause I'm in the parks a lot, and I think that it would be good for me, even if I don't have like a particular agenda that day, just post some in-park videos and things. So I'm going to try to get better about that and give you a little more incentive to subscribe. But the drive to 1,000 has begun. We've got a year to do it. Right now we're a little over 200. So we've got a ways to go, people. But if the numbers that I've been seeing of our listens the last couple of weeks don't lie, if all of you subscribed, we would at least be halfway there. At least. So please go and subscribe to the YouTube. Tell your friends. Spread the word. We're doing this for the Second Harvest Food Bank of East Tennessee and our very own Landon the Dawsdone. And we all know you all love him. And we kind of do too.
Most days.
Okay, so that's all the business up top. Stephers, what do you say? Do you think we should dive into the news?
I think we should dive in head first, like Taylor Swift going head first off her stage. Never mind.
Okay, here we go. Plug your nose.
You know.
That's right, dreamers. We have gathered all the headlines from the Central Florida theme parks, so you don't have to. And we're going to read them off to you one by one right here. Some of the biggest news came out of Disney this week, and basically it was like after we talked last week how the lawsuits between Disney and Central Florida Tourism Oversight District had been dropped, that they reached a settlement, the floodgates of news have opened for Disney, and they're like, guess what? Now we're doing stuff again. A lot of these things were plans that we sort of already knew about, but basically Disney just stopped talking about a lot of this stuff. So we're going to talk about that. But this first thing we actually did know about, and that is, of course, the retheme of Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou adventure. I want you to think back to when this announcement was made, because this was probably 2020 when we first heard that this was happening. And there was controversy. I'm not going to get into all that. We talked about it a lot at the time. You all know where I stand on this. But I'm very excited for the retheme to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but I heard people say if they're going to do it, hopefully Disney does it right. They put money into it, and it's not just like a shoddy job where they just reskin it, call it something else, and it's like cheaply done. I think, Stephers, you're going to have to agree with me on this, confirm or deny. Based on what we're seeing from the animatronic previews, everything they've done to the facade, the music, the poster reveal, this was not a cheaply fly-by-night, seat-of-the-pants kind of job. They decided they're going to knock this thing out of the park, don't you think?
I think they're not necessarily listening to, the fans. But I do think that they're moving in the right direction in terms of like the animatronics, y'all. If y'all haven't seen these things,
oh my God.
I think they're investing not just the money, obviously, but like I do think that they're investing time and utilizing the team that they have to really put together something that not only that we'll enjoy, but is true to the overall story,
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I mean, this has been a long time coming, and I'm excited.
I feel like you all know if you've been along for the ride on the monorail for quite a while, you know that I'm a sensitive guy, and it doesn't take much to make my eyes sweat. Let's say, I have a feeling I'm going to be like choked up riding this for the first time because number one, I love that movie. I love Tiana. I love Princess and the Frog. I think it's a great movie. I think the music's going to be great. But now seeing the preview of the animatronics, they are so advanced and fluid and beautiful. And it's not just Tiana. It's Lewis and it's Mama Odie and it's all these little characters. By the way, they're introducing 6 brand new characters that are going to be part of the band, I guess, that's playing along while you go through the ride. And we'll talk a little bit about those. But I think this is going to be an instant classic. I don't even think I'm overhyping it to say that. And I think Disney knows that they're going to hit a home run with this. And that's why they keep they're like, look at these, we thought when they first showed us what the Tiana animatronic was going to look like, we were like, okay, that's cool, but is that going to be the only one? No, not at all. Not at all. And I felt like in recent years, I feel like these really cool advanced audio animatronics have been going overseas to overseas Disney parks, and I see them like the Beauty and the Beast animatronics and the Frozen animatronics, and all we have over here are the projection faces. And it's like, yeah, okay, that was cool at the time, but they are starting to look dated. And now you look overseas and it's like, wow, these things look like they walked off of an animated screen and they're standing in front of you and they're just incredible. And that's what we're getting on this ride. So, wow. Honestly, I'm pumped, Stephers. I am pumped. And I'm feeling it right now.
I think, not that, I mean, the fact that they have Tiana as an animatronic looks great, but I think the additional animatronics are really going to add to the experience. Now, I hope, this is my hope, is it's not a shaman experience in which, some things don't work right.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll see. I mean, obviously there'll be bugs at the beginning, but I just hope it's not a consistent thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that would be really the only drawback or where it falls is if the technology doesn't hold up or,
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But other than that, these are going to be great. Like, I think this is going to be a really good, like, when you're a kid, I mean, maybe I'm just generalizing, but when you're a kid, like, the one thing you'd love is, like, you always want to meet, like, the people you see in the movies. So when I was growing up, I always wanted to meet Mulan. So, like, the fact that you can meet and greet the princesses and all that stuff. But it's very different when you get to be immersed in their world, but also kind of meet them,
Yeah.
Because she's, like, right there.
Right there.
I think it's going to be a great ride.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I say right there, but please keep your hands and feet inside the ride vehicle.
Yeah, do not reach out and touch Tiana. Do not evacuate the boat, please. Yeah. Well, we know, near the end, Splash Mountain was having its own technical difficulties and things. So yeah, I agree, and I share your trepidation a little bit on hoping that this thing doesn't have a lot of downtime and they find a way to keep the animatronics up and running. Yeah, because I mean, it's going to be wonderful to see them. It's going to be amazing, but I don't know that there's going to be like a quick fix if they break down. For example, case in point, Disco Yeti. I don't think you can put a strobe light on Tiana and just be done with it. So,
true.
Yeah. Disco Tiana coming to a Tiana's Bayou adventure near you. Okay, I want to introduce the characters real quick. If I can, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to say all their names, but we'll try. I think they're manageable. All right, so we're going to have Octavia the Bobcat, who plays the Vacsin. I don't know what that is. A single note horn instrument. Okay, not familiar. Not familiar. Then we're going to have Pawpaw the Bobcat, and that is Octavia's devoted grandfather, but also taught her how to play the Vacsin. Great. So we've got it. It's all in the family. That's great. Claude, the Louisiana black bear, who's a salt of the earth kind of bear, or as they say in the Bayou, salt of the mound. And he plays his horn along with other members of his family. Bernadette, the Louisiana black bear, who also is going to be playing a horn, apparently. We'll have Sebastian, also a Louisiana black bear. So yeah, this is like a family affair. He's definitely Mama's cub. Sebastian charted his own musical course as a drummer, though. This is our first non-horn instrument player. We got a drummer here. And we've got Finna the Gray Fox. And Finna is also a drummer, and apparently not a member of either the Black Bear or the Bobcat family. But, probably a member of their chosen family. Maybe not blood, but, they're connected by their musical prowess and love for the Bayou, I'm sure. So they all look cute. I'm excited to see those animatronics as well. I'm sure those will be sort of like scattered out throughout the ride. And we don't have an opening date yet for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. but they keep saying summer. Yeah, summer. Here we are. It's April 8th. And I think my theory was that it's going to be closer to like end of August, maybe 1st of September. Because you also have to remember they're going to end up doing like DVC previews. They'll do previews. AP previews. That'll probably take 6 weeks once they start doing that. So I guess it could be. It depends. It could be June or July.
They just showed the Lewis animatronic on socials, but you don't know if the other one's already done. It's all just about like they could have like pre-recorded, obviously, but like they could have already planted them in the ride and have been testing them in the ride. No, I wouldn't count June or July out yet. Yeah. I will say that they might wait till after 4th of July, though.
Yeah, that's true. I think that might be a good guess.
So we'll see.
Because they know they're going to have crowds for 4th of July.
Exactly.
It could, yeah. I mean, based on that, like trying to drive people to the parks, maybe they go early August or something, because that might be a lower attended time. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Or are they going to wait till after D23 and announce the opening date?
No way.
During my birthday weekend. Just saying. Okay, so either they announce it soon, like an opening date, so that they move into, like when they go into D23, they have newer announcements like the Beyond Big Thunder and all that stuff that we're going to get into later. Or they are behind a little bit and they're using the opening date as a headliner or quote unquote headline for D23. I'm just saying, either is possible.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. It seems like projects, they end up getting pushed and it takes longer to get them open than you expect. The example here would be Ratatouille. I think Ratatouille was ready to open for months, and for some reason Disney kept pushing it back. So I have no way of making any kind of a solid prediction on this, other than it just wouldn't surprise me for it to be a little further back in the year than expected, I guess. So. But you mentioned Beyond Big Thunder. You mentioned that, and I feel like that's a good segue, Stephers. We can start talking about that one. So this is one of the projects that had been mentioned back in a previous D23. I think maybe just last year. It was brought up by Josh Tomorrow, and it was sort of like a blue sky kind of a concept, just to sort of like tantalize your imagination and get you thinking about this expansion that could possibly happen at the Magic Kingdom, but nothing was really solid. I think that there was like concept art, but who knows, what you can take from any of that. But now things are happening. Like I said, we settled the lawsuits in court. Or outside of court. We're all moving forward at this point. And now already Disney has filed permits to begin doing some of the prep work for this large project. And from everything we're hearing, and this is an article I'm reading from wdwmagic.com, everything that we're being told that this expansion beyond Thunder Mountain in the Magic Kingdom in Orlando is going to be the biggest Magic Kingdom expansion yet. And if you look at the picture, there's a picture in this article. It is a huge chunk of land that they're looking at for this Beyond Big Thunder project, like a very large chunk of land. So, I mean, this is something I made the joke that in the Facebook group, this is exciting. I can't wait to visit this land in 2030 because I think that it will take some time. I think the area that they're looking at there's like a high water table here, and the issue is that they're going to have to like get the land drained and prepped and ready for to be able to support a whole new theme park expansion. But so I think it's going to take time. Who knows what's going to end up back there when they finally do it? But it's exciting to see some movement and some confirmation. Like we're moving forward, and it looks like we're going to get something at some point. So, Stephers, with the fact that Encanto has been targeted for Animal Kingdom, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And you pointed out, rightfully so, because the more I sat with it, your comment about like Encanto and Indiana Jones, like just being like an odd marriage. And it is. Mm-hmm. It is odd. What kind of a weird combination do you think we're going to get beyond Thunder Mountain?
Well, here's the thing. I think it depends on the direction. So the more that you guys have talked about the whole settlement with all the stuff. I genuinely think that was locking up some, not hidden fund, but like I feel like it was locking them up financially. That I'm giving Disney like some benefit of the doubt, but also some like skepticism. But I feel like it was holding up some amount of money that they didn't know what direction, how much more money they would have to invest, XYZ thing. So they didn't know how they were going to prioritize new projects or how they were going to do it with this whole legal battle. Because legal things are expensive.
Yeah, true.
So now my question is, are they really going to go forward with everything that's quote unquote slated to happen? Like I in my heart, in my head, I feel like they're going to pivot somewhere. And I don't necessarily know where, but are we going to have Encanto beyond Big Thunder and Animal Kingdom? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can, but you can't.
I personally would think they should not do that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
like, I think structurally, I think it would be great to do the Encanto at Animal Kingdom, but I wouldn't do it with Indiana Jones.
Right.
Like, I think Encanto deserves its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, beyond the Epcot show. Like, I think if you're going to make it a piece of your park, make it a piece of your park and don't squander it and share it with something else. So that's the tea on that. So this article, the Walt WDW Magic article, said the Blue Sky concept, it would include Disney animation IPs, including Coco, Encanto, and villains. That is such a broad range of, like, I mean, I think if this was me, this is Stephers' opinion, I would do like a villains, call it a day.
Yeah.
And then do Encanto at Animal Kingdom. That's what I would do. That's what I think would work the best. But like, I just give you guys the news, honestly. So
yeah, no.
It doesn't. And I don't want to pull from Universal, but like, everyone loves Disney villains in their own way. Like, I don't see where you could go wrong with an expansion, including like some villains area dedicated to villains.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. People have been clamoring for Disney villains forever. Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And you're right. And that's one of the things that people point to as what they should base like a fifth gate on, like make a whole villains park, which I don't think that they would do that, because I think that essentially what you're saying, if you make a villains park, they're going to be kids who are small and afraid and they don't want to do that. But if you make if you make an expansion based on the villains, just part of the park where you don't have to walk through that if you don't want to. And I'm not saying Disney would go scary, because they, although. No,
but you can you could do the villains, but you could also tie in Descendants.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Children love that.
That's true. And why not bring in Disney zombies?
Right there. I mean, if they could do a Disney zombie show, it would. Listen.
No, I think you're
Disney,
right.
Y'all can hire me for creative. I'm just saying.
I think that would be a home run, because not just in potential ride theming, but also merch and restaurants. And I know I would spend a good chunk of time in a villain's land. I think that would be really fun. And imagine the possibilities for not so scary. Oh,
100%.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
That's my thing. I think you scrap the. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to poo-poo Indiana Jones. Please don't take that away from this conversation. I think you scrap the Indiana Jones theme. Give Encanto its due in Animal Kingdom with the whole, like, go theme it out, because when you walk around Animal Kingdom and you see the structure and the like, it'll fit there, right? Mm-hmm. You do a show too. You give them their due. You do Beyond the Thunder Mountain. You do villains mixed with Descendants, which is technically kind of villains. Yep. You know what I mean? Because it's all the children. I don't even know. I haven't seen Descendants, but I just know it's popular and it has to do with villains. So you do that. Beyond Big Thunder, period. I'm sure there's more space, so obviously fill it with other stuff. But thematically, like, boom.
Yeah.
Easy. Mic drop.
I think it's great. I'm on board. Like, I would totally love that. And I'm trying to think of, if you don't go that direction, I'm not sure what. I mean, because right now, I think your issue is going to be, you've got Adventureland, you've got Frontierland, you've got Liberty Square, you've got Fantasyland, you've got Tomorrowland. What are you going to call this land, because I think that ideally what you've done with the park, the way it was built and the way Walt had intended this park, you've got the past of America and the frontier. You've got the colonial America celebration of becoming a country that we are. Then you've got Fantasyland, which, you know, that's where you put all your fun characters and all of your IPs, the things that kids love. And then you've got Tomorrowland, where we're going in the future that never will be, essentially. But Villains Land to me is like an offshoot of Fantasyland. So it would be odd placement, being off of Adventureland. But I'm not saying that don't do it and it doesn't work. I'm just saying it sort of like changes the flow of Magic Kingdom, but that's okay. And that's not a reason not to do it. It's just kind of an interesting thought experiment. Like if you were going to try to fit into all of that, all the current concept, I don't know what you do. I think you, cause I
here's the thing. Okay, this might be a hot take, might be controversial. It's really a question that I'm asking. It always was the 3 mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You got Space, you got Big Thunder, you had Splash.
Mm-hmm.
With this change to Splash, do we think potentially, maybe, there are re-themes going to happen to include some sort of IP for the other mountains? Potentially. And the second part of this question, if there are there any that would work to help bridge the gap to make it make more sense? Don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea. My brain, that's just where my brain went to make it make sense. Or is there another way you could enter behind beyond Big Thunder that would make more sense thematically?
Yeah.
I don't know that either.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think that's a good question. Cause now that's got me thinking, like, you want to talk about people throwing a fit about a retheme. If you retheme Big Thunder into some IP that, people would
that's
lose,
what I'm saying.
lose their mind.
It always was the mountains, and now we're technically down a mountain. So you keep it, you can keep it. I'm not saying you have to destroy it and redo it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it feels like it's making a way for something different. I will also say, depending on the size of this expansion, it could be a progression into like a dark theme. You know what I mean? Like you enter something thematically makes sense at the beginning, and the more you travel deeper into wherever you're going, you go dark into the villains. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It could be a gradual thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, I'm hoping D23 paints more of a clear picture of what we're looking at.
Yeah, I think they've got so much to talk about at D23 to hopefully clear up some of this, some of these questions.
Also, if anyone wants to gift me a ticket to D23, my birthday is August 10th. So
that's right. Perfect birthday present for Stephers.
Mm-hmm.
Please include travel and lodging in that gift.
Not even. I will gladly pay. I will figure out a way to get there.
Okay.
I just don't have a ticket to the actual.
Stephers, I'm trying to hook you up. If people are going to do it, let them do it.
Well, I mean, if y'all want to do it, go for it. But just saying, happy birthday to Stephers.
Yeah. Well,
that was my hot take.
I love it. And you naturally, as part of this conversation, we brought up the Tropical Americas re-theme for Dino Land at Animal Kingdom. So let's move on to that for just a second. And I just wanted to say, because we talked about this a lot last week, but things are moving forward. We got a really nice concept art picture that I was confused about the layout of. And I was looking at...
What?
Well, because I took it and I was laying it over top of Google Maps, and I was like, and you have to rotate the Google Maps to make it work. I thought if you look at the concept art, and we're looking at an article,
which I am now confused.
Yeah, we're looking at an article on allears.net. If you look at the concept art, I thought that the building to the right of this main entrance that has the archway, I thought that was the dinosaur building.
Is dinosaur the top left?
Nope, dinosaur is the top right corner.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, and so So people were telling me that building that I thought was Dinosaur was Restaurantosaurus. I'm like, no, Restaurantosaurus is where the carousel is. Nope, I was wrong. So they're correct. So it looks like Restaurantosaurus will stay intact, but it'll be rethemed into some other restaurant concept, I'm sure. Then the top right of that picture will be the Indiana Jones ride, and you can line it up. It actually makes total sense, and I just missed it, but if you look at the facade of Dinosaur, there's like this semicircle kind of an area, and it lines up to what they're showing for that top right area. And then there's like a Mayan pyramid there. So that works. That makes sense for Indiana Jones, which means people were right. The Casa Madrigal that we see in the left is pretty much where Primeval Whirl was. And
R.I.P. that beautiful, beautiful ride.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved that ride. Sue me, people. Sue me.
Yeah, you and Lewis both are the two. And Nate. I think Nate loved it too. And then the carousel is where Triceratops Spin is currently. So replacing...
I just want to say, I don't feel like this is big enough for Casa Madrigal. Like, I feel... Whatever. I'm going to keep my comments to myself, I guess. But I don't want it to be like a Universal Hollywood Nintendo Land. Like, don't try to squeeze something that deserves a larger plot. You know what I mean?
And see, like, I totally do, because that's why I thought they were changing it up. And I thought my incorrect assumption was that they were going to be adding like an entrance into this area that would shoot off from the Oasis. Once you come into Animal Kingdom, you'd be able to take a right and go directly into this area. And because of that, I thought Casa Madrigal was going to be where Nemo the musical is currently. And I was like, oh, well, that would make sense, because maybe it's going to be a stage show. Like, you go in there and it's all themed and it's a stage show. But I was wrong, people. So don't listen to me. I don't know how to line things up, but now I've seen the light.
No. Listen to him. Just also listen to him when he says he's wrong.
I am wrong in this case.
This is my thing. If just based off of my recollection, I haven't been to Animal Kingdom in a little bit, so like, don't at me. I feel like this isn't like, I feel this would just be an attraction, or like an indoor play area, or like a indoor play area with a show. Like, this doesn't.
Yeah, because
it doesn't seem like it's giving you enough. I don't think it's enough, and that's coming from me. Y'all already know I'm not a huge Encanto fan. Y'all already know, and I'm saying that it is not. I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
Like, you can make such a beautiful, not even structurally, but like the what's it called? Flowers. What's it called? Greenery and all that.
Fauna.
You can make
Flora
this whole
and fauna.
thing, like, you can make it like there's a little area you can, hang out. You can go on an attraction or a ride. You can, have a little cute kids play area. Like, you could do a lot. And yeah, I guess you could do Indiana Jones, sure. Like, in this concept art layout, like, yeah, that looks spaced out enough, and that looks like it could make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But just because it doesn't mean it should.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was my heart of hearts that really wanted it to be that they were expanding this area, and it would end up taking up the Nemo space, because I'm thinking the same as you. It needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
Because I think it may be cramped, but we'll see. I mean, the concept art makes it look nice and spaced out. I don't know. We're just going to have to see whenever it actually comes to fruition. Again, I can't wait to see Encanto and Indiana Jones in Animal Kingdom in 2035. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's going to take some time, but, anyways.
I just am thinking, to my knowledge, Primeval Whirl was giving fair ride.
Yeah.
Like, just a little slightly elevated, but a fair ride. There is no way in my mind that is enough space or a respectful amount of space for this adventure that we're going on. So.
No, I agree. So if you look at the concept art picture, if you see, like, beside Casa Madrigal, you see there's like these little buildings just to the right of that. Mm-hmm. That is currently the exit for Dinosaur. So that's like a gift shop and bathrooms right there. So I would assume that's going to be exactly what that is. When you get off Indiana Jones, it's going to be a gift shop and bathrooms. And that means, it just makes it seem like that the facade is going to be a lot smaller than what I thought. But We'll see.
We'll see.
More to come. D23 can't get here soon enough for us to get some answers.
Yep.
Yeah.
The whole 29 years old, Stephers is turning.
Yep, that's right.
Next year is going to be Epic 30.
Woo! You got it. Hey.
It's like Universal really put that one out there for me.
I think they did. It's just for you. Can't wait for that 30th birthday celebration at Epic.
Absolutely.
All right, Stephers.
Stay tuned for more info.
Those are those were like the really big things that we've got. Some quick hitters I want to hit before we move on to Universal.
Yes, sir.
Where should we go first? Maybe Test Track.
Let's do Epcot. I guess that other one was Epcot too. But yeah, Epcot.
Yeah, let's hop into Epcot then.
All right. So Test Track, to no one's surprise, is closing down temporarily to be entirely reimagined. I feel like since I was a youth, I can think back, and Test Track has gone through at least 2, if not 3, re-themes or reimaginings. What date? Disney confirmed that the current edition of the ride will be closing on June 17th for refurbishment to begin. Mm-hmm. It is still going to be powered by Chevy.
Yep.
So that's not going to change. It does look like from the concept art, we are looking at an allears.net article. It looks like we're getting cars that are no longer going to be, maybe it's just an upgraded version, but it kind of is giving Mickey's Runaway Railway, Rise of the Resistance kind of futuristic cars. Is that a wheel? Is there still a wheel on this car?
I think so. I think there is. It's hard to tell in the concept art. All we can really tell is it looks like this car is zooming through Endor, the moon of Endor.
Yeah, I will say also if I really am hoping Disney, please don't get rid of the fast part at the end. Spoiler.
Oh,
sorry.
No way. I don't think they will. That's the crowd pleaser.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they're moving away from the cars that they are currently using and upgrade the technology to have a wheel not fly off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it looks...
this article, the ride vehicles also look as if they're going to be similar to those seen in World of Motion when the ride opened in 1982. Well, Stephers was not around, but I can maybe deduce that. Sure.
Hey, so one thing for Epcot traditionalist, purist maybe. Purist. One of the things that is pretty cool about this is that the concept of what the new facade is going to look like, the entrance to Test Track, it's really, it looks like the World of Motion building. I know it is the World of Motion building, but they're going back to making it look
an ode.
Yeah, it's like an ode to the original look. It looks nice. It looks, I think this is the word Frank loves. It looks sleek. It looks.
I'm interested modern. How they update the queue. Mm-hmm. I'm very are they going to keep the kiosks to design your own car? Are they going to change how you line up? Are they going to make it more indoor, less outdoor? What's the tea here? Because I will say, Test Track is one of those attractions that have the longest wait, but also over the quote unquote overflow, whatever, the outdoor line in the summer. I pray for y'all.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that. So I wonder if they're gonna do some. Obviously you can't change the inside too much, but I wonder if that awning is gonna come out a little bit more to kind of give more shades, what the tea is.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because you're right. I will say it's only on the really busiest days where the outdoor line is super long. Most of the time when you're waiting on Test Track, you're indoors. My dogs are getting involved in the conversation. I don't know if you can hear.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, all fair questions because it is tough on a hot Florida summer day to be in a long outdoor queue, especially not just in the sun, but when it thunderstorms. But of course, Test Track has to shut down when it storms since there is the outdoor portion. So, yeah, I don't know. I will say I'm generally positive about this retheme. I have never loved what people sometimes call Tron Track. It seems just a little generic and weird to me. I did like
Tron Track.
Yeah, because it feels like you're in this digital environment.
Oh, I'm what do you mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Listen, I'm gonna say this till my dying day. Bring back the test dummies.
Yeah, I love the test dummies. That's what I was getting to. I liked the original version. So
scared the bejesus out of me, but bring it back.
It was fun. It was a nice fun. They told you in the pre-show that they were going to put you through all these tests, and then it does a little teaser of the technician saying that he's going to put you in the crash test.
Yep.
And you're like, uh-oh, what are we getting ourselves into? But then, of course, you crash through the wall, go outside, and you go very fast.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
I really liked the theme of the old one. You know what I mean? Like, it was very, like, informational. It made sure I drove carefully and also scared me a little bit. But, I came out better on the other side.
Yeah. I think, you know what? I think that version, because of the way they themed it, was maybe a little more thrilling than this version. This version is a little less, but it's still fun. I still love Test Track. Who doesn't? But
Test Track's one of my favorite rides, but we'll see.
Yep.
I've given me my Spaceship Earth retheme. Anyway, or not retheme, but update.
Upgrade. Yeah.
Upgrade.
That's the one thing we haven't heard about yet. That
maybe
still,
D23.
Yeah, that still hasn't come back up. But one thing, so this was a question we asked after Soarin' over California was rolled back to the West Coast, and we got Soarin' Around the World back in Epcot. We were wondering why did they take it away if they weren't going to change the final scene? Well, we did get an update. Got an article here from themeparktourist.com that Soarin' Around the World is going to get a new finale scene. And it sounds like they're going to be filming that after they take the walls down around Communicore Hall, I think. So
an updated Epcot look.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. They were just waiting for a significant portion of Walcott to be down before they decided to start redoing the finale. So this does confirm, though, that is going to happen. So updated aerial footage for Epcot of Epcot for the finale of Soarin' Around the World is reportedly going to be filmed in May. So that's nice. Good to hear, because it's weird seeing the old Fountain of Nations and Future World in the Epcot finale. It's like, wow, I didn't know Soarin' was a time machine, just like Spaceship Earth, but apparently it was. So that's cool. Glad to hear that. Something that kind of popped up this week that was a bit of a surprise and has been like unnecessarily controversial for whatever reason is in the World Celebration Gardens. There's been this new show, came out of nowhere. Nobody expected it. I feel like the day before it debuted, people started posting pictures of the stage and no one knew what it was. They were like, oh, it's this round stage. And then there appears to be like a sphere on top of it. And nobody really knows what it was. Well, we know what it is now. And it's a new acrobat show called Forces of Nature, and it's located in Inspiration Garden. And it's brand new. Like, it just totally came out of nowhere. Nobody knew this was coming. It's over on the side. So if you were coming out of Spaceship Earth, this is sort of on the side on the Moana Journey of Water side, and it is I don't even know how to describe it. It's an acrobat show. It's almost like something you'd see in Cirque du Soleil. It's like a 15-minute show performed by Anti-Gravity Orlando, which is a group I've never heard of, but they've worked with Disney in the past, notably for Art Defying Gravity performance during Festival of the Arts. And the show features the Forces of Nature, features Mother Nature and 4 elemental themed performers. And they're doing 6 shows a day, 10:15, 11:15, 12:15, 1:10, 2:10, and 3:10, weather permitting.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, please ask.
What is the purple element?
Fantastic question, Stephers. I have no, is that Mother Nature? Oh, no, I guess Mother Nature would be green. Yeah.
And then red is fire.
Yeah.
And then blue is water.
Yeah.
White is ice. That's ice.
Wait, we got to go back to our Captain Planet days. What are Earth? Wait, shouldn't there be Earth, air, water, fire? Right?
Air might be okay. So the white might be air.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe green is Earth and then purple's Mother Nature. I don't know, Stephers. You can't ask me these questions.
But in the show, the green is in the
Oh,
center.
you're right. Oh, you're right. So what is I don't know what a purple element is.
If someone can please help,
I
because
have
my
no
brain
idea.
is not computing.
By the way, these girls are ripped. I was just looking at their arms while they're flexing. Holy crap. I don't want to.
They're talented. You need like a lot of strength to do this acrobat stuff. I will say, it's a very if I was walking up to this quote unquote stage,
Yeah.
I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? But performing, like, I think it's cool.
Yeah. So, okay, we're using a blogmickey.com article as our source for this. And I will say that space over there, so they've got these like big metal, I think they're supposed to look like trees over on that side of the World Celebration Gardens. And there's like a big open space. And I kind of wondered, what are we doing with this space? So it is interesting that they've got this show going on. I love more live performers in Epcot. And also, by the way, I'm very pro keep Epcot weird. Like, I love this. I think it's so strange. I think it's so bizarre, but I love it. And
it works. It's forces of nature. It's giving nature.
Yeah. And it is on the nature side of, if it eased over a little bit, it would almost be like on the living with the land side of Epcot. I mean, I think it's cool. I just want to say, not to give any kind of justification to any of these people. I've seen people say that they don't feel like this is an appropriate show in Epcot. And I just got to say, if you're one of those people, you might want to take a look in the mirror and try to figure out why you feel that way, because there's nothing wrong with the way that these people are dressed or perform. This is not like a adult show. This is totally fine. And it looks great. I'm excited. I didn't get to see it. I was at Epcot yesterday. I didn't get to see it, but I hope I do get to see it, and it doesn't, because it's only running for a limited time through early summer. They say it could be extended, but yeah, it looks great. I just think it's so weird, unexplained things in Epcot. More of that, please. Please?
Mm-hmm.
I'm into it. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what purple is.
I don't know. Well,
anyway, looks great.
If you go back to the Captain Planet conversation, heart was an element. Maybe she's heart. I don't know. Who knows?
Who really knows at this point? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So we got a couple more quick hitters over in the Magic Kingdom, Stephers. You want to take the next one?
I'll take the Frontierland one.
Do it.
Okay, so Frontierland Shootin Arcade at Magic Kingdom is rumored to close for a new DVC lounge. I actually saw this on social media. We're reading this from WDW Magic, our besties. They haven't reopened this Shootin Arcade, but it is rumored that a new Disney Vacation Club member lounge might be placed here. Disney announced in early January that construction on a new DVC lounge in an unspecified location will begin in 2024, and it'll be a great place for members to relax and recharge during their day of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So Disney hasn't publicly announced the closure of the Shootin Arcade or talked about the replacement, but this is what people are speculating, and you know how we love speculation here. I'm just saying, this is really feeding my like quote unquote retheming, adjusting to make things work in this park. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Well, I will say I do like this. I mean, I'm sad to see something go. Because it was like a free to play shooting arcade, and I don't know if you don't get too many of those sorts of things, and I think kids liked it, and it was a nice little thing to do when you weren't on a ride. Take a little break, go to the Shootin Arcade. So I'm sad to see something like that go, but I also do think it makes sense to have a DVC lounge in Magic Kingdom. In the parks, you've got the Epcot lounge as part of the Imagination Pavilion. Did I say the Epcot's lounge?
Listen, I was just going to let you keep talking, to be honest with you.
Anyways, there's one in Epcot in the Imagination Pavilion for DVC members. And I don't think that as far as I'm aware, I don't think there is one in Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. I'm not a DVC member, so I don't look for them, but I don't think there are. But it makes sense to have that. I don't have a problem with it. I just wish
Animal Kingdom.
I just wish it wasn't going away. Say what?
I was thinking that there was one in Animal Kingdom, but maybe there isn't.
There's a Club 33 in Animal Kingdom now.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, that could
might be what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's a place I will never get to step foot into, but yeah, I don't necessarily have any problem with this. I guess I just wish, again, this is one of those things I just wish it didn't have to go away. Do you remember, Stephers? This was a long time ago, and maybe you won't remember this, but there used to be little riverboats that you could control. They were like remote control riverboats that you could drive in Magic Kingdom. Do you remember that? Was
that a thing?
Yeah. It was a thing.
It feels like a dream to me, but like I vaguely remember, yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
But that was the yeah, see, like I don't listen, not to knock parents and children of today, but I just feel like there were so many more not like splash areas, not little interactive things in line. Like there were straight up things you walk up to at Disney that you could just enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, like it was obviously like an interactive thing, but like you didn't have to make it part of a line. It was its own standalone thing, and by gosh, it's not, you don't really get that anymore because a lot of people want to ride the ride. So it's like, let me incorporate it into the ride, which makes sense. Like now that we're in these times, but like, I just miss the little things where like, obviously when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this is so much fun. And Disney is so, you know, I'm in my own little bubble. But I guess now that I'm older and I hate waiting in line, I feel that.
Yeah, now you'd appreciate it more, probably now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, I always say like that should be a big element of a theme park is things you can do without waiting in line. And I think that little interactive things for kids.
Interventions.
Yeah, exactly.
I will die on that hill. Interventions was such a great little thing.
It was.
Sorry, I will. Just feeling nostalgic today.
It got dated and they didn't keep it up like they should have.
Oh, 100%. It should have been, I think the amount of re-themes and sponsors that Test Trick has had, they should have updated Interventions.
Yeah, no kidding.
Amount, you know?
No kidding. They should have. I mean, you can dump this into re-theming Test Track 10 times. We could have done the same thing for Interventions for sure.
Yeah, and I also will say that my comment about Spaceship Earth's reimagining or whatever, I am not saying completely scrap it and start anew and make a whole new ride. That is not even what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that we have so much technology now that I feel like it deserves to be added to the ride. Period.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I think talking about new technology is a great opportunity to talk about something that is not currently happening in Orlando, but is happening in Disneyland, and I hope it makes its way to Orlando, and that is...
Oh, that's a hot take. That is such a hot take.
Well, I don't care. I'm going this way. So, Disney has confirmed that the Autopia at Disneyland will say farewell to old combustion engine gas-powered cars and introduce new electric vehicles in the next few years. This is something that I feel like I've been talking about. I feel like Nick Salcedo, this is something he used to say when we would have him on the podcast. I think he tweeted it out before. It seems like a slam dunk. Make them electric cars. It's Tomorrowland. Why do they have combustion engines? Why do I have to walk through Tomorrowland and smell exhaust? I don't understand it. Here's the only thing. I will say, if they make this upgrade eventually to Walt Disney World, it would be odd to not smell exhaust in Tomorrowland.
That's what I'm saying.
It would be very strange to not have that as the background smell, but also the engine sound, because it's pretty loud when you're over by the Tomorrowland Speedway. You can hear those cars like when you're walking to Tron. But here's what you do. You don't have to eliminate the sound completely. There's a feature on electric cars where you can actually, because they're too quiet and for like safety, you can have them make engine sounds. So I would assume in Tomorrowland, I don't want my engine necessarily to sound like vroom, vroom, but it would be cool if it was like I don't know, make it sound like a future car, like it's running on.
Sorry, can we please have you do those sounds one more time?
Make it sound like it's running on my dreams and wishes. I don't know.
That'd actually be so cute.
Yeah,
a little not pixie dust, but like twinkles.
Just little twinkles.
So fun.
Little sparkles, make bubbles come out of the back. I don't know.
All right, we're getting too off.
I'm just saying, like, I know
that fits the Tomorrowland vibe.
Yeah, I mean, people. You're right. I think that a lot of people are going to be like, no, you got to keep them the old school combustion. Why? It's Tomorrowland. Come on. I just think this is natural and it should be done. Personally. Also, we don't need to be burning that gas. You got to
pump the scent, and you have to
pump the scent of exhaust into Tomorrowland.
Correct. What is the? I'm sorry. Is there a problem? Not like, through a huge fog machine. Just like,
you got
some spray just to give it the once over.
Add fog
or
machines.
Maybe a new car scent in the car.
Listen, we all know we're destroying the earth, and so Tomorrowland should have a smog effect. When you're walking through Tomorrowland, the whole thing should be smoggy.
Ooh,
Lord!
Hot takes by the monorail. Sorry.
That's so funny to me. But I don't know. I just feel like that's a change that I'd love to see it over here, but I don't know. I think people are going to hang on pretty tight and they would fight that change. But Stephers, we've got another change over in Hollywood Studios that is actually happening on both coasts to a beloved attraction. Tell us about that.
Star Tours.
Yeah.
The new Star Tour scenes, y'all. I will say I was following, I am following some creators who got to experience these new scenes. And the creator that I follow, she loves Star Wars, and she got the Ahsoka scene, and she cried.
That's awesome.
So I'm, there are what, 3, 4? How many is that? 1. I can't count, y'all. 3 new scenes. And then the original. I don't know what the original is. Let me tell you how long ago it's been since I've been on Star Tours. Probably since my inception, and I was tall enough to ride the ride. I will say, I really think we should, on my next adventure down, when we're doing our Animal Kingdom Day and trying all these foods, we should do Star Tours, because I heard that they updated it so it's not as nauseating for people.
Oh.
And I'm just afraid of getting motion sick. So maybe I'm wrong. I feel like it was a screen thing. Did they upgrade the screens or something?
Probably. I'm sure they have.
I feel like they made an upgrade to Star Tours. Anyway, there are new scenes. So it's updated. Why can't they do that with other rides? I think this is a perfect Disney move, especially with all these new shows coming out, all these new experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Good on you, Disney. Good on you.
I love that they keep doing that and just adding to Star Tours. My argument is that because they do that, it makes Star Tours so much more rewritable than Smuggler's Run. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the new stuff. It doesn't bother me at all. I get so excited when I get, like an old school scene and I get to see Darth Vader, or, I am not someone who thinks that I want to, if I ride Star Tours, I want to go light speed to indoor, and I want to do, no. Like, take me wherever. I don't care. Randomize. Like, it's so much fun, and mix and match. If I get to see Jar Jar Binks, but then I also see, Finn and Oscar Isaac and, Poe. I only know him as Oscar Isaac.
That's okay.
But you mix them up. I don't care. Show me all of it. I think it's great. And yeah, I love that they keep doing it.
Guardians, you want all the songs, so you rewrite it to get all the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's fun.
Rewritability, y'all.
Yep. So that is good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Disney news took an hour. I thought it might, but we got big news at Universal, Stephers. I mean, I'm already feeling it. I'm getting the willies. I'm getting the chills in my spine. Because
the willies, you're getting the willies.
I'm getting the chilies and the willies. And do you know why?
It's our favorite time of year. It's our favorite time of year, Justin.
Yes.
Well, okay, it's not currently our favorite time of year, but the news is about our favorite time of year, y'all. It has finally, let me say that again. Finally been announced. Halloween Horror Nights 33. Dates have been released, to no one's surprise. Halloween Horror Nights is starting in August because Orlando parks love to start their Halloween stuff 2 months in advance. But it will be running from August 30th through November 3rd. Record-breaking 48 nights this fall. So August 30th, 31st, and then select nights. Y'all can look at
lots of dates.
Universal's website, insideuniversal.net. They have the dates broken down. Also, if you are a Premier Pass holder, you'll need to check the dates that you can use your Halloween Horror Night admission with your pass. You'll have to check. There's usually specific dates for that, and it's usually, I want to say, like at the beginning of the event, like the September dates. Usually.
You're right. Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but check it because you do get that included with your Premier Pass. Anyway, this year's event will feature 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, and live entertainment. Single night tickets start at $82.99 with the express option starting at $129.99 per person. Multi-night tickets such as Frequent Fear Pass are not yet out.
But they will be.
Frequent Fear, correct, are not out yet, but they will be. I promise y'all. They always stagger the selling of tickets. RIP tours are also on sale. They start at $359.99. There are private and like shared, like you can get random people in your group.
Yep.
Also, the behind the scenes unmasking tours start at $99.99 for the 3-house tour, and then $179.99 for the 6-house tour. I highly recommend. I haven't done any of the tours yet. I know I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights how many years and I haven't done them. But I highly recommend the Unmasking the Horror tours if you maybe aren't sure if you want to commit to a Frequent Fear Pass but you like horror, but you're not sure if you want to piss your pants, like any of that. Or if you just like seeing the set design and like it with the lights on. Very, very cool experience. I've followed a lot of people and watched a lot of videos about that.
Yeah.
I will also say we have absolutely no announcements.
Nothing.
We have merch.
Yeah.
We have merch. Justin posted it, I think, in the Facebook group and in the Discord. It's like a neon orange.
It's orange. It's orange. Yeah. It's almost like it's not quite Tennessee orange. It's a lot more like Hunter orange almost. Like visibility orange. And then it's got like a spray paint aesthetic on it. So it's very like early 90s punk rock is kind of what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see. I don't know if it really gives you a hint of where we're going this year, but if you look, so the shirt that we are talking about, Horror Lives Here, is the title of the shirt. The shirt has like the archway and it says where horror lives, with some skulls. Is on sale online if you're interested in getting the shirt already. It is $33 on Universal Merchandise's website. No house announcements though. So what are we doing? Y'all, what are we? I love you, Universal. But your event starts in August and we have nothing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Well, it's speculation season, Stephers, and they're gonna.
We've been speculating since January.
Well,
or last October. Let me not. Last October we've been speculating. Let's calm down here. Sorry.
But it's fun. It's fun to think about the possibilities. Do you have any right now? Do you have any like wishes for houses?
Okay, so this is the thing: is my wish for a house is going to be for next year, not this year, because the new Beetlejuice is coming out in September, and there's no way they're gonna do a house.
Yeah. Well, the event would start,
but a movie that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Spoiler. I don't think I do, and I'm not sure why I don't. They could really go any direction. As always, I love the original houses, so I'm always going to be more excited for the houses. Or the original houses, because I love Universal Creative and what they always come up with.
Yeah.
I will always enjoy any icon, which I don't know if they'll be really bringing any icons back this year. Let me look at the speculation map that I... Or
introducing a brand new icon. Could be.
Okay, if we were to introduce a new icon, what are we feeling here?
I mean,
I feel like we're going to get another Walking Dead house, because didn't that just end?
That
show?
Yeah, I think that's true.
I'm like pretty positive Walking Dead just ended. Last of Us. Did we get a Last of Us last year?
Yeah.
I feel like my dreams and my reality are not.
They're crossing over.
Are overlapping a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten the new season of The Last of Us, so like I don't know if that's really going to work.
Well, and last year was based on the game. So I don't know, that one might be off the table for this year. I kind of feel like there's a chance. How has Ghostbusters Frozen Empire done at the box office? I kind of feel like we might get a Ghostbusters house this year.
Well, 44% on Rotten.
Well, I know.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, people don't love it. People don't love this one, but some people do. 44% of the people do. But
it would be a great. Everybody loves Ghostbusters in the house, though.
Yeah.
So
I think people really loved.
They're gonna have another Blumhouse.
Yeah, they'll definitely be Blumhouse. Yeah.
Hear me out. Fast and the Furious. Someone actually put that on Twitter. That's so funny.
Maybe Five Nights at Freddy's. They did that at Hollywood last year. They got a Five Nights at Freddy's house, right?
I think so. Maybe. Is Fallout owned by Universal?
I don't know. Good question.
I'm looking that up because that also could be it's a TV series, right? That's coming out.
Yeah, there's a brand new TV series.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say there's something coming out for that. That wouldn't be a bad option. First episode April 12th. Oh, actually I don't know if they'll really I don't know if they'll do that with it being so new, but they could do it based off of the game like they did with The Last of Us.
Yep, true story.
So maybe
possibly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. 'Tis the season. Really once
be jolly.
Yeah, once they start to be spooky. Once they start making these Halloween Horror Nights announcements, I feel like they kind of parse them out, over the summer and get us amped up for them. But I can't wait to see people update their speculation maps and all that. And I will say, so you were talking about the RIP tour, $359.99 a person. I did a little math here. And so I think that usually if you do the group ones where they throw you in with strangers, it's, it's $359.99 plus tax. So you're looking at like $390. And then you do have to buy a ticket to the event. So let's call it, for like $500 if you're going to do it. And that's just you joining a random group. But if that's the case, I'm just trying to figure out. So we did a little research, and I had Cocktail Bob call about a private RIP tour, and the price that they quoted him, I feel like he asked the wrong question. I don't trust that Cocktail Bob did this correctly, because the price they gave him was going to be close to $8,000. There's no way.
Total.
Yeah. And that's before buying the tickets. So
yeah, it should be average. It should be $400 to $500 average per person for a group of 10 people to do a private RIP tour. Like, obviously it fluctuates more or less, but like it usually what I've been quoted in the past is around $400 per person. Yeah,
that's what I thought. That was my expectation. So I'm going to call today on April 8th. I will be calling Universal. I'm going to have a little chat with them, and I'm going to see what they'll tell me, because I feel like maybe $8,000.
You need to provide 3 dates. Have them check the pricing for 3 dates. It also depends on the time, the peak. There is a peak season of Halloween Horror Nights. Obviously, Halloween is peak season, but there are peak days, and the time of the tour matters. So I would provide like have a couple options if you haven't booked your trip yet, and go from there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was asking for a VIP tour, like, of the park. I feel like that sounds like a price where we're riding rides during the day. I don't know. I'm going to look into it. I don't trust you, Cocktail Bob. And you can't, because we trust you, just not right now. He loves a cocktail, so you never know. But anyways, yeah. So we'll look into that. But either way, I'm excited. I do. I think that adding dates is good, but this event is getting so it just keeps growing in popularity every year. It feels like they're really increasing their Frequent Fear and Rush of Fear sales. But even last year, going on like a Thursday in September, it was busy. So I expect the same this year, but my advice has always been, because Stephers showed me the way, you've got to do Scream early. You've got to knock out a couple houses, and you can do it even with the increased crowds. If you go house to house to house, you can do it all in one night, but it's hard. and it's tiring. So, yeah, there's value. There's value in those RIP tours, I guess, that's what I'm trying to say.
Value in RIP tours. There's value in Express. There's value in going multiple nights. Like
yeah.
If you are, I hate to like make this so serious, but like if you're serious about getting the full Halloween Hornets experience, you can either go hard for one night, go multiple nights with or without Express, or do a tour. Like there are ways to complete your task, but it's not for the faint of heart or legs or breathing. So
yeah, well, that's great advice, Stephers. I just think it's it's just like anything else when it comes to this theme park stuff. You got to plan ahead. You got to know what you're getting into. Do your research, and if you make a plan of attack, you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. But it is much easier to try to do multiple nights or pay Express. Express is expensive, but it's worth it, I think, if you're just doing one night. So, all things to consider. All right.
If you have any questions, feel free to add us.
Reach out to Stephers. She can answer all your questions about Halloween Horror Nights. Landon likes to say it without the S. I don't know why.
Listen, Landon also doesn't like HHN, so he is excluded from this conversation.
But he did tell me yesterday he would absolutely be interested in doing the unmasking the horror tours. And I've heard...
I think he would like that.
Yeah, I think people... Even if you're not a horror fan, if you just love immersive storytelling, those things look great for sure. Okay, let's wrap it up with our obligatory mention of SeaWorld today. SeaWorld has decided to join the theme park trend, the theme park craze of doing a fun run. So they're not going full run Disney. By the way, again, this comes from Spectrum News 13, our favorite SeaWorld source for news. SeaWorld announced the launch of their Seven Seas Food Festival 5K Fun Run on Tuesday, set as part of the theme park's 60th anniversary celebration. The fun run will wind its way through the park's attractions, such as Sesame Street Land, Orca Stadium, Infinity Falls, the Mako Coaster. I don't know how you're running through the Mako. I don't know about that. Participants of all ages are welcome to run, jog, or stroll. For younger racers, there will be a run for kids 7 and under, and there will be photo ops for the kids.
With the penguins?
And surprise specials. Officials also said following the race, participants and guests will have the chance to enjoy an end of the race Seven Seas celebration exclusive to racers and a limited number of spectators with a special day of ticket to explore the park. As an added bonus, the first 200 registered participants will receive a complimentary Seven Seas Food Festival 5-punch food and beverage lanyard. That's nice. And there will be awards for the top finishers. So the inaugural event will be held Saturday, May the 4th, Star Wars Day. That is bold. That is a bold choice, SeaWorld. You're going Star Wars Day? May the 4th? Come on. SeaWorld, we got to talk.
Do you like to run or do you like Star Wars more?
We got to talk.
There is a correct answer.
We got to talk, SeaWorld. You're going to call me, please, because who's making this plan?
This is cheap, though. I don't know how much. I want to say I don't know how much Run Disney is, but $55?
That's cheap for a 5K. Yeah. I mean, compared to Run Disney. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, not that this is anywhere near the magnitude. Yeah, I don't know. It could work, maybe.
Are the tickets currently on sale? Let's see here.
The registration page is up. However, register now. Yeah, registration is up right now, currently.
Yeah, so I don't know. They may have already knocked out their first 200 registrants, but that would have been an amazing deal. If you paid $55 and then you got the 5-punch lanyard, that's pretty awesome. Plus you get a t-shirt and a medal for participating. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. We'll see how you do, SeaWorld, but I do not, we'll see. I don't trust you're going to execute this well, but we'll see. I don't understand why you picked May the 4th, but okay. Interesting choice. If I was going to be anywhere in a theme park on May the 4th, I'm going to be in Hollywood Studios in Galaxy's Edge. So odd, but okay. I guess they're like, we can compete with that. No, you can't. No, you can't. Oh,
We tried.
you tried. I'm going to send them a medal that says you tried, SeaWorld. No, I'm sure this will go great. This is all good-natured ribbing. I hope SeaWorld has a sense of humor.
I think it'll be great. I do think the day is a little, I don't know, to be desired, I think.
So, yeah, it's an interesting choice. Okay. Well, I think that covers the news of the day. Stephers, I think we hit everything. Good job.
I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us, too. We really nailed it. We went a little bit long, but really no longer than we typically do on the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. We are long-winded around here, but hopefully you stuck around. I want to say it again. Our goal right now, we're very focused. We need to do a run of subscriptions on the YouTube page, Monday Morning Monorail YouTube. Please go check it out. I mean, you can get there. If you go to morningmonorail.com, I've got it linked. You can search up Monday Morning Monorail on YouTube, subscribe. Let's get that going because we need to get to 1,000 and we've got a ways to go. So right now we've got 12 months. So let's do everyday math. If we need 800 and we've got 12 months to get there, that means we've got to have at least 67 subscribers a month. I think we can do it. Do you believe in us, Stephers?
I always believe in us. I believe in the power of that was not going to be an appropriate statement. I believe in the power of word of mouth.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what I was going to say instead. And I think if you tell at least one friend, one family member,
Yeah.
together, we can hit that.
Yeah, we can do it. By the way, I'm not opposed. If you've got multiple email addresses and you can log in to YouTube through multiple, do it and subscribe multiple times. I don't care. You can actually switch accounts based on your Google accounts. So if you've got like multiple Google accounts, subscribe on all of them. I am not above that. We need to get to 1,000.
Not above.
No, I'm not above asking for that. We just need to get to 1,000. And if we can do it, I don't know, maybe as part of my contribution to Landon's effort, I need to come up with, like, if we hit subscriber goals, I'll throw it back, do some old school challenges like we did for the Frank and Lederhosen fundraiser that we did back in the day, where I did the ice bucket challenge for no good reason. And all that sort of thing.
I think this is what I think. If we hit the 1K mark, I will fly down, Justin, and we will do a 5K.
Oh,
I think that is a perfect incentive to get you to do a 5K.
Oh my gosh. I love this, Stephers. Yes, I'm on board. I'll do it 100%. If we get to 1,000 subscribers before April of next year, I will do a Run Disney 5K. Absolutely. Mark it down right now. Thank you. That's a great idea. Because I'm not doing one otherwise.
I only come up with I have great ideas because I am the marketing Morning Monorail master.
You are.
Wow, that was a really good alliteration.
That was a nice run. I think we stop there because we're not going to top that, Stephers. So let's tell people what you've got going on. I think you've got a pretty big announcement you want to share.
Oh, me?
You.
Oh, yeah. So if y'all remember, I have a podcast called Adventures with Stephers. I am now starting a new podcast. I don't know if I can say the second. I'm going to say the second word, but Justin will bleep it if I'm actually not allowed to say it. It's going to be called Sippin' and Bitchin'.
There you go.
We are on Instagram. It's linked on Adventures with Stephers, so you can just go to my page, and I have it linked in my bio. We're going to be talking about books. Probably some Taylor Swifts because we're extra as heck. But it's going to be a show with me and my best friend. And finally channeling all that reader energy. So if you like reading, you like books, you might want to check us out. Our introduction episode will be Wednesday of this week, so the 10th. And then we're covering a whole book series over the next few months leading up to the release of the newest book in that series. So you should go check it out so you know more. And obviously, subscribe to Morning Monorail on YouTube because we already said that, but I'm saying it again just to, ingrain it.
Thank you. Incorporating a plug for our YouTube, even though you're plugging your own thing. I love it.
Yeah. Sipping and bitching on everything, but there's a variation. Some platforms did not like bitching, so That's why it's all linked on the Instagrams. So you should go there.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, go check that out. And congratulations on the new adventure, Stephers.
Dang.
Looking forward to checking that out, even though I do not read, and I will not read.
That's okay.
I refuse. I don't run. I don't read.
Yeah,
No,
you'll be running when we hit 1K.
I will. Go. I absolutely will.
Do it with you.
I'm almost willing to say, well, I'll just stick to this for now. But I want to make like an intermediate goal as well. Like if we can get to 500 by a certain point, like maybe 500 by October, then no, I'm going to make it more aggressive. 500 by my birthday. If we can get to 500 by my birthday, I'll do something special.
You have to tell people when your birthday is for the new listeners who don't know when your birthday is.
9/9, September 9th. Easy to remember. I'm a Labor Day proximity birthday boy.
I was like, I don't know where you're going with that statement.
I know.
Listen, we'll workshop a halfway goal, y'all. But we got to get to the big money goal, which is Justin agreed to do a 5K, y'all.
I will. I'll do it. I have no hesitation saying that I will absolutely do a Run Disney 5K.
Halfway goal will be he'll read a book.
Oh, maybe.
Kidding. That's not. It's not a good enough goal. We got to do something theme park related.
I'll read a book live on YouTube. You can watch me do it. Okay. All right. Let's wrap up. So we are at Morning Monorail on Instagram and Twitter. Please check us out. Please subscribe to Monday Morning Monorail on YouTube. We have a Facebook group, Monday Morning Monorail Fam. And then we have a Discord if you'd like to join that and be part of the conversation every single day. This has been a busy week in the Monorail Facebook group because so much news from Disney and from Universal, and we didn't put the SeaWorld one in there, but we could have. And everybody likes to conversate about those things. I think it's fun. It builds up to the show, so it's a little appetizer about what we're going to be digging into when we do the podcast. But thank you all for being here. And if you don't do any of those other things, at least do the one thing, do the YouTube. But if you don't do any of the other things, I appreciate you and I value the fact that you're part of this family. I know I've been thinking about this. I hope people don't think it sounds like a cult. It's really not. That's not what it's meant to be. We're just an inclusive.
It's 100% a cult.
No, it's not a cult. Not a cult. We're just an inclusive group.
Definitely not a cult.
We're an inclusive group of people that share, common passions, and we love talking about it and hanging out together. And I hope that you enjoy being part of that. We're looking forward to seeing you again next week when Landon returns. And until then, thank a cast member. Thank a team member. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.